Mom, can you give me $3,000 right now? You have to get that money into my account right now. What? $3,000? Once I'm home from school today, could you please give it to me? Then I can pay for what I need to get immediately. Hold on a second, Joy. $3,000 is a lot of money, okay? What do you plan to use money like that on? What? I need to use it for my graduation ceremony. I need to make myself some really cool clothing for the ceremony, so please give me that money. Cool clothing? And what do you mean that you need cool clothing for your graduation ceremony? I want to be just like one of the students from last year's graduation. I want to wear a gown that's completely bedazzled like her. What? She had her gown covered from top to bottom in all these cute little gems. And on the back of her gown, she had her first and last name spelled out in gems. So I'm going to do the same thing as her this year. Then I'll be the most amazing looking person out of my friends on stage. I'll be standing out more than anyone in the school. You're planning on making yourself look that gaudy? And you want to look that way during your graduation ceremony. That's why I'm asking you to send me that money right now, please. They said the moment I get that money to them, they'll start to work on my gown, so I have to do this soon. There's not much time left before the graduation ceremony, okay? And you're telling me that all costs $3,000 to do. I'm sorry to say this, Joy, but that's going to be a no from me. I'm not going to pay for you to get a $3,000 bedazzled job done on your gown today. Huh? I already promised all my friends that I'd be doing it. And all my friends are planning on doing something as well that they've already been able to pay for. If I'm the only one showing up in just a plain gown on that day, I'm going to be made fun of. Do you want your daughter to be made fun of on her special day? I'm sure your friends aren't going to do that to you. Also, if you've been wanting to do something like that, then you should have started saving up some money yourself. I'm not going to just hand you $3,000 if you haven't done anything to earn it. Huh? Just the other day, I'd ran into one of your friends' moms at the supermarket. I overheard them talking about how their daughters were all preparing special gowns for the graduation ceremony. Were they all talking about what you're telling me right now? But guess what? All of their daughters had been saving up some money for their gowns, and that's why their moms weren't against the idea. However, in your case, you've come to me last minute asking for an immense amount of money to go and make that gown up. That's not going to happen. I don't care that you don't want me doing this. Just shut up already and give me that money. Once again, while you were sitting there messing around after school, all of your friends have been out working in order to save up money for their gowns. They all want to look cool on the day of their graduation, so a lot of them have been saving up every penny they've earned and received for that event. What? They've all been doing that? And it's not just about them saving all their money, but the fact that they were also helping their moms with chores to make even more money. Yet in your case, what have you been doing exactly that warrants me giving you any money? All of your friends have been working for what they want, yet you expect things like that handed to you. If you really feel that your gown isn't going to be cool enough, then perhaps use what crafts we have at home to do some handiwork on yours. Shut up! I don't need you preaching to me about all that right now, so just hurry up and give me that money. If you don't give it to me soon, then I'll never have that gown made up in time. No matter how much you cry, I'm not budging. You are not going to be getting $3,000 from me. You go and explain to your friends why you won't have that gown made up for graduation, please. Tell them you didn't work on making or saving any money, so you were not able to get what you wanted. You freaking stingy little witch! Alright then, if you're not going to give me that money, then I'll have Dad give it to me. Felix, I think in a little while you'll be getting some text from Joy, alright? She wanted to get a lot of money from me, but of course the amount she was asking for was a bit ridiculous. So let's just agree not to give her anything for what she wants.
What all went on between you two? How much money was she asking you for?
Well, to start, Joy's wanting to make a so-called cool gown for her graduation ceremony with her friends. She wants to pay $3,000 for that gown.
What? She wants to pay $3,000 for that gown.
That gown? Wait, have you been aware of this?
Wait, it's not that I've really heard everything about it, but just little bits here and there. She was just showing me a drawing of the design she wanted bedazzled on it. But you're telling me it's going to cost that much to make?
If you knew about it all of this time, you could have told her to stop her to start saving up some money. All of her friends have been working to save their money up in order to pay for their gowns to be made. But Joy had no plans to pay with any of the money she's had, instead expecting us to pay for her. She came out of nowhere today asking me to give her $3,000, so of course I said no to that. Then she yelled at me that she'd be asking you for the money before she stopped texting me.
see. At least I have a good idea of what's to come now. But that was a bit cold for you to do that to her. At times like this, you should be willing to give her that money.
What?
I understand that asking for $3,000 last minute is a bit tough, but it is her graduation after all, right? And she told you she wants to do this so she can match with her friends. As her parents, we should be willing to give her that kind of money for this.
Handing her something like $3,000 is not an easy thing to do, you know. You happen to know that we don't have $3,000 just sitting around right now.
What? Is that right? You're telling me that right now we don't have the ability to just hand our daughter $3,000?
That's right. And that's because you never put any of your money into this house and family. That's why I have to work my butt off putting all I earn into the food and bills. If you want to be the one saying that we have the ability to give her that much money right now, then you use what you have on you to pay her.
Huh? You know I don't have the money to do that, Hayley. I have to go out drinking a lot with people from work, and that doesn't include all the golf outings I'm going to these days. What I'm making is pretty much all going into those two things right now.
But from what I've seen for the past year, you haven't been going out golfing or to drink with your coworkers. So tell me, where is all that money going off to now?
What?
Last month I happened to see your coworkers at the hospital. One of them had gotten into an accident and was there getting some x-rays done on himself. Another was in there getting some testing done to check his liver. I went to talk with him about how things were going between you and them. And all of them gave me the same answer. For about a year now, you have not been going out to golf or drink or anything with them at all.
Look, you went and talked to those guys without telling me anything. You can't talk to them about their personal lives when you're a nurse at the hospital.
Says who? I was just having small talk with them is all, as that's part of what nurses do with patients. And it so happens that they all told me that they rarely see you at work even, so it's sounding to me like there's something fishy going on there. Even the doctor standing next to me said something was up there, considering I thought you were always with your coworkers after work.
What?
So what's going on here, Felix? Were they just lying to me about you and you really have been going out with them? Or perhaps you're just going out by yourself now to have fun? From what they told me is that you never come with them anymore because you gave the excuse of never having money and it would be tough having to pay for you all the time. So then what is really going on here, Felix?
Shut up. Right now, that has nothing to do with what's going on. We've been talking about Joy, so don't change the topic.
Hey, don't you dare try to run away from me just because things are getting tight for you.
Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. This is it for a conversation now. I'm done talking to you. Go ahead and give Joy the money she wants already. Stop being such a stingy little witch about it and give her what she wants. I'll tell her right now that you're going to give it all to her.
Hey! Were you shocked by the graduation today? That bedazzled gown I had with all my friends looks so cute, right? And how did you end up getting that gown? Neither your father or I gave you $3,000 for it. You were still able to get that gown made up for yourself. I went and snuck that money away from you, actually. Excuse me? I know that you keep your purse hidden away in the closet in your room. So I went in there and took one of your cards out of it without you noticing. In order to never have you hear about your card being used, I told the cashier to not charge the card until today. And to keep you from finding out about the gown, I went to school early today to get changed. You went into your parents' room and stole their credit card from them? Joy, do you have any idea what you've just done? You went into your mom's purse and stole her card and used it. What? Did I do something wrong? Your cute little daughter was asking for some money and you never handed it to me, so this is all your bad, right? Excuse me? I just wanted to make one last amazing memory with my friends. I did not do a single thing wrong here. The fact that you just skipped over apologizing for what you've done and instead went right to blaming me is something else. You are so in for it when you get home today. I'm going to make sure you get the butt whooping of a lifetime from your dad. There's no way you're ever going to steal money from anyone after he puts in some work on you. Wow. All it was $3,000, you stingy little witch. Don't get so dang upset over that. You're not even scaring me right now with all that talk. Honestly, I won't even go back home if you're there. Won't come back home. Are you planning to start staying at one of your friends' houses now or something? Don't you dare start doing that. Someone like you who thinks it's okay to steal money is not allowed to stay over at their friend's house. Until you're in college and out of this home, you are being grounded to this house. Huh? Whoever said I was going to go and stay over at my friend's house? From now on, I'm going to live with Dad in a brand new house. Which means for the rest of time, I'm never going to be living with you again. What? You're going to live with your dad in a brand new house? Starting today, I'm going to live with Dad and my new mom in that house. So there's no more need for the stingy hag and her loud, annoying mouth in my life anymore. What? What do you mean your dad and your new mom? Oh no. So you never noticed a single thing this whole time? For over a year now, Dad has been cheating on you with another woman. I'm laughing my butt off right now, though, because you never noticed a single thing. He's been cheating on me for over a year now? So all of that going out to drink and golf was a lie. He's been trying to hide all of that from me then. That means Joy. Since when did you know about all of this happening with your dad? About a half a year or so. Dad told me he had someone he wanted me to meet and then happened to be his girlfriend. Her name's Jessica and she's a very beautiful woman and has a really good sense of style. She was the one that helped me design my gown for the graduation ceremony. You're lying, right? You've known about her that long now and you've been seeing her? And she was the one that gave me the idea to take your credit card and use it on my gown. She told me that back when she was in my age, she'd steal money from her mom and dad all the time. She also told me that everyone does that when they're my age, so I didn't have to worry about it. Huh? By the way, you were told today that Dad had some work to do today, so he couldn't make it to the ceremony, right? That was also a lie. He took the day off work today, and he's been with Jessica getting the new house ready. That means after I'm done here, I can go to that house and we can start living as a new family. What? You told me today that you'd be coming home with your friends. That's why I left on my own and came home first. And after I'm done talking and walking with my friends, I'll be heading over to that new house to live with Dad and Jessica. You can go ahead and hand in the divorce paperwork for Dad, please. Dad told me that he left it all in the living room for you. There's no way. What the hell is going on right now? So you've known about your dad cheating on me and that's been going on for over a year? And to make all that worse, you become close with his girlfriend and today you're going to start living with them? The fact that you're starting to panic is hilarious. So make sure you hand in that divorce paperwork soon for us. And then after that, you can try to calm down and forget about us. Ah, that's right, that's right. After the divorce, you're going to have to pay $1,000 a month in child support. So make sure to get that to us starting next month. Child support? What? Have you been panicking so much that you didn't think about the child support? Since you won't have any custody of me, you're responsible for paying Dad child support every month. I don't care how much of a stingy butt you are, you have to pay up. And that means $1,000 a month, please. You're still my mom legally, so you have to pay. Well, could you tell that to your real mom? What? Ah, wow. You still have no clue what's gone on, do you? I'm sure once things have calmed down a little, you'll start to understand. In my case, I have a bit of a headache now, and I need to take some time to think about what's happened. Go ahead and tell your dad and his girlfriend about this, please. Oh, wait a second. What do you mean, my real mom? You're my real mom, right? You promised me to pay $1,000 a month in child support to us right now. I can't think anymore. If you have anything else to ask about, then talk with your dad, please. Now I'm gonna go have myself one big ol' nap.
You've really gone and done it now, telling her all that needless crap. You never had to tell her about her real mom, right?
Excuse me? What's wrong with me telling her the truth? And it seems that you got her thinking that I'm the one who'll have to pay child support, huh? You have to tell her the truth right now so that she doesn't get her hopes up.
I don't have to tell her anything.
If you think that that's your only option now. Or it could be that if you told her the truth, things would only begin to get worse for you. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with things getting worse then. You'll just have to tell your cute little daughter that you've cheated twice now in your life and with 2 different people.
What did you say?
Tell her about how your second year of being married to me, you had a baby with another woman who ran to the house and dropped that baby off at our doorstep before vanishing. And how when we had DNA testing done, you were a match to your daughter. I didn't want anything bad happening to your baby, so I made sure to keep quiet about not being her real mother. But look at what's happened now. You've once again cheated on me, and could it be with the same woman, perhaps?
Shut the hell up. Who cares about what happened back then? It's been over a decade and some years since then. Me cheating on you back then is long gone now.
Huh?
Now I want you to hand in those divorce papers and promise me you'll pay her child support. Even if she's not your real child, you still took over as her mother. You've been raising her for so long now. You're pretty much a real mom.
Nope. I was just taking care of her in place of her mother. I don't have any reason to be paying child support for her.
You don't feel any worries about her? You've lived with her for so long now. Don't you feel you have a duty to take care of her by handing some money over, even if she's not living with you anymore?
Absolutely not, actually. I don't care about the little brat.
What?
You do your best taking care of her yourself. I had to do all of that for you for over a decade now, so it's your turn to become a real dad for her. There you go, Felix. Good luck. I've had enough of this lifestyle with you all, and that means I don't care for any of you anymore, either.
Why the hell are you acting like none of what's happened here bothers you? If anything, the reason Joy turned into that brat is because of the way you raised her.
You think so?
Do you understand how much it hurt me watching you raise her into some kind of stupid little playground bully? She was my cute little girl, and you ruined her. That's why I cheated on you again. You and her would always get into fights with one another, and I had to be in the middle of those fights every time. I don't want you to ever forget that this was all your fault, and none of it is to blame on anyone but yourself.
Now I see you're acting like none of this is gonna bother you. Well, I'd cut that out if I were you. All you've done in your life is push that child your little whore friend had with you onto me and forced me to raise her for so many years. And years after, when that little girl didn't turn out very well, you start blaming me for it and using that as a reason to cheat some more? You must be mentally retarded to think that.
Excuse me?
That little brat has your DNA. That's probably why she turned out just like you. She turned out the same brat you've always been, caring only about yourself and not a single other person. You feel horrible that your cute little girl turned into a playground bully? Well then, all you have to say for that is it's in her DNA and that you're sorry.
You have no right speaking like that to your own frickin' husband.
Huh? My husband? Who's that? I already handed in the divorce papers, so I'm not sure what husband of mine you're talking about. If you're referring to yourself, then you should be saying my previous dickhead husband.
You can't say things like that when you're the one who can never raise a child properly. It's no wonder a woman like you got divorced. Unlike your old and stingy bud, my girlfriend is beautiful and happens to have some good common sense. Now that I'll be having Joy live with her and Joy will be cleaned up of her past of being a prick like you and will become a proper woman. Then I'll finally have myself the perfect family that I've always been wanting.
Mom, help me! I can't keep living in this house anymore. My new mom is too scary and I want to come back to you. Wasn't she supposed to be the beautiful woman with a lot of common sense and good style? And she'd been that way for a long time, but the moment she married Dad, she turned evil. All that kindness she had before and that smile, they're all gone. I think she only happens to look nice until you become close to her. I learned that she used to be part of a biker gang back in the day as one of the leaders, and she's done a lot of terrible things. Really? Part of a biker gang back in the day? And a leader for them at that. Dad didn't seem to know about all of that either. And when Dad went and told her about how you wouldn't be sending us any child support, that smile that she had on her face quickly vanished and she turned into the devil. She told him that if that's the case, there was no point in marrying him. And she said that with the loudest yell I've ever heard. Wow. She then turned to me and said if I wasn't going to be making her any money, then there was no point in having me around. She said she could have done a lot with the $1,000 she was promised by Dad. She's so pissed off with everyone in the house right now that I can't even look at her anymore because she's so scary. And to make everything even worse, she has this old bat she used back in the day and is carrying it around the house now. There are bloodstains all over it. A bat even. She's nothing like the proper woman your dad and you were bragging about, huh? There are even still strands of hair still on that bat. I went on my phone to look up who Jessica even is after entering her name, and she popped up. There were photos of her in here from years ago in a biker clothing, and she's been totally beaten up and has another woman's hair in her hand. Now that you mention it, she was the one that helped you design your gown you wore at the graduation ceremony, right? I suppose it did have that 1970s biker street gang look to it, didn't it? Now that I think about it, she really knew a lot about how to make designs like that. Well, isn't that amazing for you, Joy? I'm sure you're happy to learn that your new mom used to be in a gang and wear all that cool clothing then, right? Now you and her can be best buds, and she'll maybe even take you out to mess around with her. This is not good, Mom! I'm a real gang member like she was. I just like their style is all. I've never been in any fights before, and I've had perfect attendance at school all my life. I never even knew that she was a real biker gang member. She started threatening me with her bat and said that she's going to teach me all sorts of things about living on the streets. I'm scared, Mom. She has so far made me take care of every little chore in the house for her, and anytime I even say a word, she slaps me. I'm freaking out. My, oh my. When it comes to Dad, she makes him sit in a chair all day. The only reason she ever said yes to marrying him is because he promised her that there would be child support involved. Yet now she's saying that liars like him are the reason why people go missing during the night. Every day she'll sit on his lap while he's in that chair while swinging her bat, saying she never knows where the bat might slip. So he's really found himself a new relationship filled with thrills. Mom, please help me. I won't dress that stupid anymore, okay? I'll become a good little girl for you again as long as you'll take me back. I'll even start working part-time and give you that $3,000 back. You don't have to give me that money back. I'd much rather you never talk to me again. Can you do that for me? I was never the one that gave birth to you, and I don't really care what happens to you. What? Right now, your new mom is Jessica, right? So could you stop calling me Mom? It's very rude to her. No way, wait. Are you gonna throw me away? Don't you feel bad for me hearing about how I have to live? Wasn't it you that chose that life? And when it comes to the $3,000 you stole from me, I got it back from your dad as part of the settlement. There really is no reason to take you back. No reason to? Have fun now. I hope things go well for you and your dad's new wife. If you really want to move out of there, you're almost going to be 18 here, so you can leave your dad then. Just as long as you start working a job and have the money to. Right after I was done talking with Joy, I made sure to block her number and my ex-husband's number as well. A little bit after that, I heard from a friend that both my ex and Joy got themselves part-time jobs in order to make enough money to leave that horror show. And Joy's also been trying to get into some university so that she can move into a dorm a lot sooner rather than later. No matter how often I asked her to start working on finding a school to go to or about getting a job, she never listened to me. I guess I just wasn't disciplining her quite like Jessica is. When it comes to how my ex is living now, besides the part-time job, of course, he has to give all of that money to his ex-biker gang member wife, and then she gives him $10 a week to spend on himself. And so far, he has not said one comment or complaint back to her about it, considering his life might be on the line there. As for how things have been going on in my own life, I ended up moving out of the old house I shared with them and into a smaller house fit for myself. It's nice having all my money to myself again, and I'm thinking about getting myself a dog and cat here soon to add a little company to the environment. I really do have to say, life is so much better when you don't have an idiotic, cheating husband and his bratty little daughter around anymore. That's helped with my headaches quite a bit.